What's up everybody, welcome back to another straight to the point tutorial. In this video, I'm going to teach y'all the 3 ways to do an aerial into a Chaplin. Let's get started. So there are 3 main ways to do an aerial into a Chaplin. 1 to a 0 gravity Chaplin, 1 to a reverse Chaplin, and 1 to just a normal Chaplin. Let's start with a 0 gravity Chaplin. So the aerial to a 0 gravity Chaplin starts with a helix aerial like this, but instead of catching it with your hand, you're going to rotate your wrist out and catch it in a 0 gravity Chaplin. Here's what it looks like. So the main thing to focus on this trick is to, when you throw the helix aerial, bring your elbow out and your wrist around so that you can have the accuracy to land straight into the Chaplin. So it kind of helps to catch it with your thumb also, because it helps you get a little bit more grip on the butterfly knife and throw it into the Chaplin seamlessly. But the better you get, the less thumb you'll use until you just don't use it anymore. The main tip, I'd say, is to really focus on bringing your wrist out and then in, and immediately start up the 0 gravity Chaplin rotation real fast, because the faster it is, the more likely it'll stay. Here's a slow-mo so y'all can understand it better. Now the next way we're going to talk about how to do an aerial into a Chaplin is literally just the aerial into a Chaplin. This one is similar to the aerial to 0 gravity Chaplin, but instead of catching it in a 0 gravity one, we're just going to catch it straight into a normal one like this. Here's what it looks like. So that's the trick, and so here's the breakdown. So you're going to want to throw a helix aerial like the last one, but instead of angling your wrist to get in, you're going to want to actually just kind of throw and point to the wrist straight up and keep your finger there. So when you throw, you're going to throw with the by handle on here, like for all of these tricks, and throw a helix aerial and just catch it on the first rotation like this. You can use your thumb at first, but it doesn't look as smooth, and I have gotten able so that I don't use the thumb anymore. But yeah, the main thing to focus on with this one is throw the helix aerial more upwards, because then you'll have time to get your finger in, and really just try to catch it with a lot of rotation, because if you just run out of rotation, then the Chaplin will fall off. So that's the main thing to focus on. Here's a slow-mo to understand it better. So the third and final aerial to Chaplin we're going to talk about is the aerial to reverse Chaplin. This is probably the hardest one out of the 3, so this is why it's gone last. Here's the breakdown. So the aerial to reverse Chaplin looks like this. You throw a normal aerial, just catch it in reverse Chaplin. That's really all it is. So you're going to want to do the basic aerial like this, but with the by handle side here, and just throw a half rotation and catch it with this finger in. Now you can use your thumb like with all of these, but it just doesn't look as smooth. So try to get the thumb try to get the thumb out of there once you start cleaning this trick up. So as I said, basic aerial, but you do a half rotation like this, and just catch it with this finger, and just start going reverse Chaplins. Just got to really focus on the half rotation. Just throw it slower than you think you should, because you have plenty of time to catch it. But if you over rotate, then when you come in, it's just more like a scissor. So half rotation, come in with your index finger, just spam the reverse Chaplins. That's basically it. So for this one, I sometimes like to do my middle finger there instead, because then I can do an index rollover. But you can actually kind of do this one with any finger. So like ring finger, here's pinky. But yeah, so aerial to reverse Chaplin, definitely the hardest. The main thing to focus on is to do a half rotation and don't tombstone your knife into the dirt like what I did. Here's a slow-mo so y'all can understand it better. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed watching me. Make sure to like and subscribe, and welcome to the world of aerials to Chaplins. Bye.